everybody and welcome back to a new series. We've got the Flamme Rouge Racing Tour Britannia and I've been looking forward to this one ever since I finished the last Tour France. And as you may or may not know, these Flamme Rouge Racing Tours are absolutely brutal. It's going to be 8 races in 9 days, and normally these races last, over an hour long. We've got a couple of individual time trials thrown in there as well, so really looking forward to this one. Now, I have switched up my category, so I'm actually in the category above where I was last time. I was in the Ks and now I'm in the Bonds, so a whole new category for me. And my own personal goals for this tour, just so we can kind of talk about this now and see where I get to at the end. So I really want to get, really want to go for the green jersey, which is the sprint jersey. Because last time out I was going for GC and the KOM jersey. It didn't quite happen for me in the end, but it was an absolutely fantastic tour. So I just thought I'll switch it up on this one because I'm probably not as strong as the top people in my category, but I have got a half decent sprint, so let's see where I get to on that. So yeah, I'm going for the green jersey, but I'm still going to try my absolute best for all of the other jerseys as well. It'd be great if I'm there or thereabouts. Now this race here is the it's called Everything Bagel, and it's once again got a custom finish at the end. So we go up this climb sort of I think 3 times in total, well actually forward twice and then reverse I think in once. So it's going to be a very attritional race, and New York, for those of you that know the New York Zwift course, is very up and down, so it's kind of a bit of a puncher's dream, which doesn't really play to my my kind of strengths, but I'm going to give it my best and really just try my hardest really and see where I can last. And as we come up the first, we get up the KOM for the first time round, which is quite early on. I wasn't too bad, kind of mid-80s, which is pretty good. Now, once again on these tours, you normally I normally meet people that I know, and I met Mark Alford here, as you can see, who was been suffering with a bit of man flu. So hope you're feeling better now, Mark. But Mark said that he was going to try and help me with the climbing, which was great, and he himself was going for the sprint points. But I have to admit, it's really great meeting people along the way. Mark's got his own YouTube channel, so go and check him out. And yeah, thanks very much for the support on this one, Mark. Once again, I do find it helps me kind of getting some support up the longer climbs. So as we're coming through the first sprint points here, or the first sprint, I'm just trying my best to give it sort of my all. And yeah, not a terrible time. Probably one of the best times that I've set on this personally, which is good. And after doing that kind of long climb initially, I'm feeling quite good actually. I'm not in a terrible position. And here we are. We're coming up to the second time up the KOM. I think this is the reverse version. So yeah, I'm just trying to stick behind or stick with Mark really. Just try and get to the top as quickly as possible without completely burning myself out. Now, I've recently come back from holiday, so in terms of my own fitness, I'm probably not where I was at the start of the last tour, but I'm still, I wouldn't call myself unfit or, unhealthy at this stage. We're fully into Zwift season, and I think this tour is also going to help me gain, a significant amount of fitness, which is what happened last time. And I'm kind of holding my own up here at the moment. Just as we flick it forward here, I knew it was kind of going to kick off on these kind of steeper bits, but yeah, not doing too bad. As per normal, I was kind of trying to hold 3.4 to 3.7 on these climbs, but without, completely ruining myself. And what I actually found was that I'd normally go a bit slower at the start, and then towards the end, give it a final kick, give it everything I had basically. And, I know there's always this thing when you're riding in Zwift, and you kind of, you find your own group of people that are a similar ability to you that you can ride with. So here we are, got over that one okay. 78th position now, so feeling pretty good. 45 minutes in, and as you can see by the graph down the bottom, it's very, very punchy. And there's Mark telling me that there's one more climb to go, which is a lovely thought after doing that twice already. I didn't realise the second sprint came very soon after that climb. So I did offer to lead out Mark, but I think it was a bit too quick. And yeah, here we are. I'm just about to just about to sprint this one, although I really didn't have much left at this time, and I knew I did need to save some for the last climb. But I am, pretty happy with my effort here as well. I've got about 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, and then of a stand-up sprint, and then I just sit down on my bike and just do my best to hold on there. So yeah, not too bad at all. Come through with I thought a pretty decent time, and on to the last climb pretty much, which is just coming up here. So an hour in, I am feeling okay at the moment. My heart rate is not completely terrible, 162, 164, 165, so not too bad. And I'm not really going for the KOM on this particular tour, but as I say, I'm still going to give it my all. And these races are so attritional. I have got an eye on tomorrow's race as well, which is going to be a little bit longer. I did get asked there by JB if I was live streaming. Don't normally tend to do the old live streaming. I do just the race recaps. And as I say, for those of you that have been along with me on this this kind of Flamme Rouge racing journey, it's really great to have you here. Thanks for all of you that like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. We're building a great little community here. I absolutely, love hearing from you all. So yeah, thank you very much. And please hit that subscribe button if this is something that you enjoy. Anyway, here we are coming through the final sprint, and I probably made a little mistake here because I think we'd already done this sprint once before, and I definitely wasn't going to beat my time, so that was kind of a little bit of a wasted effort there. But we are coming up to the final sprint of the day, or the end of the day basically, and I'm just kind of going to see it home with this group really, which is absolutely fine. As we come round the corner, an hour and 21 minutes in. So I did have a look at some of the times earlier on in the day, and I knew around 1:20 was kind of going to be a decent time for me. So to finish, a minute and 20, a minute and 30 seconds over that is not the end of the world. But I was pretty happy with the start. Pretty happy with the start of the tour there. As we come through the finishing line, just put the results up on the screen. So we'll go with the yellow jersey first of all, and we'll go with just the total time. So I'm in 79th position. I lost about 7 minutes, so not great, but I'm just going to do the best that I can do. Now in the green jersey, I am 24th, so I'm very, very happy with that. 24th place is, I was very happy with that. And then finally we've got 84th for the KOM jersey, so not bad at all. Good little start for the race, and here we head on to race number 2, which is triple loops, once again with a custom finish. So this time we go up Leith Hill twice and then Box Hill once, which was, I'm gonna be honest with you, this on the face of it didn't look like a very tough race at all. So I was quite optimistic about this race here. I thought I'm going to do sort of reasonably well. Once again here, talking to Dan there. As I said before, it's great. It's great to talk to people out on course as well. So always say hello if you're there, and hello old Andy as well. Old Andy normally comments. Great to see you out on the course as well. So. Very, very, very cool, and much appreciated comments. So yeah, we're just coming up to the first sprint here, and I was once again feeling like, I'm in the front group here still, so I'm pretty happy with that. Thought I'd give it a decent sprint, and this was pretty much the only sprint of the day, so I'm giving it my very all here. And I was quite happy with the sprint, still within the front group, so my kind of chances of green jersey is still up there, I thought. Now, rode around with everybody until we got to the first kind of Leith Hill, and it's interesting because you've got this kind of little incline before actual Leith Hill itself, so you've almost got, I think, let's say 6 or 7 minutes before Leith Hill, which is for me up to kind of 10 minutes long. So I knew it was going to be a pretty terrible 15 minutes, and I let the front group go there because I just want to find my own pack, but I don't know what it was. I didn't really put in much of an effort on the lower slopes here for whatever reason. I don't know what it was, whether I was feeling a bit lazy or a bit tired, but I just, this group up ahead here, I should really be with that group. So now, coming up to actually kind of Leith Hill, I put down a little bit more power. I'm in no man's land, which is a little bit annoying, to be honest with you. So I'm now having to claw my way back, whereas I should have really sat in the drafts during this climb, saved a little bit of energy and just stayed with the group that I'm probably felt more comfortable with. And here we are, I'm just kind of closing the gap here, which I was happy that I closed the gap, but I don't know why I didn't use that additional effort at the start and why I just let them go. I'm not really sure about that. Unfortunately, someone there broke their crank. That was awful for them, having to do the race again especially. That's not good. But yeah, just as I say, coming up here, just trying to do threshold work for me, which I know that in the previous tour I was quite comfortable sat at around 260, and I actually catch quite a few people as we come up to the top here. Thank goodness that is the end of Leith Hill for the first time round, and yeah, I'm not feeling too bad at all. I did give it a little bit of a sprint at the end there. As we come back down now and immediately back up Box Hill, which I know for me is between I don't know, 6, 7, 8 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling. And we're already an hour into this race. It's a long race. Already I'm thinking, okay, well, we got to go up Leith Hill again and all around London again. It's a longer race than I anticipated. And actually, I didn't quite realise how much this was hurting me, or how much of a kind of an effect on my fitness this was having. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of heart decoupling at all, but I had a look at my stats after this race and the previous race where I completely bonked. And basically, anything over 4% heart decoupling, and I found it very, very difficult to push any sort of watts before. Now, I was reading up a little bit about why that could happen, and it could be my aerobic fitness. It could be something to do with dehydration, not fueling properly. So I'm going to have a look at that going forward into these races as we come up to the top of Box Hill, thank goodness. And at this point of the race, I'm not actually feeling too bad at all. So yeah, I've done 2 out of the 3 climbs now, and hopefully this is just a case of staying with this pack and then pushing on for the last climb, which we're at right now. So I did make a couple of stupid efforts through the actual flat part of London, which I haven't put in the video, where I kind of tried to lose a few members of this group, which was silly of me really, because as we get to the bottom of this hill, I just completely fall off the edge, unfortunately, as they all ride away from me. And most of these people that have just gone up the road are in the lower category than I am, so I'm really not sure what's going on at this point. So I do my best to get back on and get my power up, but unfortunately it's exactly the same issues that I had on the Alpe d'Huez during the 5 Horsemen in the last tour. I just cannot get my heart rate above 140, and I cannot get my watts up, unfortunately, at this point, which is not a good place to be in, only being the second race of the tour. So I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest with you. And I think, as I say, it could be, down to maybe a little bit of dehydration, maybe a bit of aerobic fitness that I need to improve. But I just kept getting past, and I was really quite disappointed. I mean, this was probably one of the hardest final climbs I've ever had to do in a Zwift race. I was really not feeling great at this point. I was debating getting off the bike, but I mean, I've only got 0.8 miles to go. But at the same time, I was struggling so bad. I don't know if you've ever had this where you just wanted to get off the bike and just switch everything off and never Zwift again. But that was exactly how I was feeling right now. I was just kind of still thinking, come on, not long to go. But only being able to do 100 and, whatever it is, 150 watts, 2.5 watts a kilogram or whatever, it was just heartbreaking for me. And actually upset me a little bit that I couldn't do anything more. So a little bit to work on still as we do crest over the top here. and over to the finish line. There was someone that was just behind me, and I wasn't gonna, I just put everything I had in here. You know, 220 watts felt like 400 watts at this point. So here we go over the line. Day 2 is completed. Thank goodness for that. And that was way more attritional than I thought. So here are the standings. In the GC, I'm afraid I'm 92nd, so that wasn't my finest hour. 23 minutes, 39 seconds behind. So let's see if we can get to above 75th on that. Green jersey, I'm 23rd, so we've got a real possibility of getting maybe top 15. So that will be the aim for the green jersey, so all to play for. And KOM points, we are 63rd, so let's try and get top 40 on that one. So still all to play for. Thanks very much for sticking with me all the way through, and I'll see you on the next one.